Hello, it's Wednesday again, and I really don't have much of anything to talk
Hi!
about. This guy's still home for fall break. He has some figures.
Back on.
What?
Get your hat back on, Commodore.
He has some figures he would like to share.
Yeah. This
He's,
one like 2 days ago.
well, you have to hold up for the camera. He has been interested in the figures and the video game from the Lego Ninjago movie. He's not really interested in seeing the movie because he doesn't watch movies because he doesn't sit still that long. But the figures, this is what Shark Army General number 1.
Just General number 1. That's
General
what they
number
call
1.
them in the game.
Okay, so that's her. And then today we got
Garmadon in his
Garmadon in his pajamas. He also has a bowl and a spoon, but there.
It's on the. I think it's on the coffee table.
Somebody else has them. I like that he has little volcanoes all over his pajamas. So that's like the only new doll stuff or toy stuff that's come into the house since last week. I did.
Garmadon, put your hat back on for the last time.
Garmadon's hat doesn't really clip on very well.
Waddle by.
All by. I did curl her hair on pipe cleaners just because I wanted to have some texture. I obviously also changed her clothes. Like I said, back when these were new, is basically swapping the heads off, and there wasn't a lot of other articulated fashion doll type bodies to compare it to. So I never got used to the heads. I'm getting used to her head. The stylization of her eye makeup almost reminds me of mod dolls, but not quite. Like I almost wonder how she would look with lashes, but not quite. This head vinyl's really hard too. That's why I haven't thought about rerouting her. Although I'm really not, I'm not a fan of brown hair, but I do like it a lot better now that it has some texture. And I figured out another thing I don't like about these bodies is the wrist. It's like where the actual joint is would be like here on a regular arm. So instead of bending from here, it bends from here, which is just weird. So that's just an odd design choice. One of the little things that adds up to being annoying about this body, but I'm getting used to her, and I think I do like her. So, I mean, if she had sold on eBay, I wouldn't have been upset. But now that I'm keeping her, it's okay. So really, changing her hair and her clothes is the only doll thing I've done. I did go through the pile of cloth that Susan sent. Thanks again, Susan. That I flipped through really fast and then sped up in the video from Friday with the surprise box opening. And I have carefully refolded everything, and I can actually think of what I want to make out of just about all of this. Like this. Yes. Oh, is he outside the door?
He went down.
Well, like this, I'm pretty sure is just going to get sewn up to become a 60 centimeter doll skirt. I'm not sure if I want to put lace on the bottom or not. And like odds and ends like that. Skirts and this one make into a 60 centimeter doll shirt. Just like a shell, simple shirt. And yes, actually they might go together. And I think I said as I was unpacking, this is going to be a bomber jacket for 6 scale dolls. And this will probably be a dress for 6 scale dolls. And then I'm going to put these two together to be a dress for 6 scale dolls. And I think these go together. I think I quickly said, oh, it's a border print on this one. You see, it is a border print. I actually want this to go with this. And then this will probably be used on its own for another dress for 6 scale dolls. So I have the ideas for just about everything. Like this would be bomber jacket for the big dolls, for the 60 centimeter dolls, probably lined with this. So I have ideas for so much of this. I have the inclination to sew, but the reason I haven't sewn yet is because I'm still working on my thrifted materials Halloween coat. And after that, I still need to gather materials and make the Nyan Cat rainbow spewing Pop-Tart body for the kiddo's Halloween costume. But, well, also over the weekend, you might be, I don't know if you can tell, I've been sick. My tonsils are just screaming angry over the weekend, which led to me not sleeping well, which led to me just being kind of in a want to curl up and nap days all day, Saturday and Sunday. But I did manage to get work done on, like I said, this coat that I'm making for my Halloween costume out of basically this cloth with the pumpkin and squash print on it was when I went to the thrift store a few weeks ago, and there was that big bin full of linens. It was everything into a bag for $10. One of the things was this is a Cynthia Rowley branded tablecloth. And I have made it into, I'm still working on the coat. Obviously, I've used this grapes for the lining, this grape print again for the lining, because one, it amuses me to use this for the lining when I used it for the lining for that other jacket that was also made of a thing out of that bin of everything in a bag for $10. And also, it's like squash and pumpkins and grapes are a big part of cornucopias, you know, for usually Thanksgiving decorations. And then, of course, I start thinking of this as the cornucopia. And so I kept going with that. I will probably affix fake leaves and maybe even like fake corn and stuff to this collar, which this collar was also thrifted cloth. I thought it was just a low pile fake fur until I started cutting it and I realized that it's actually a high pile felt, and then I started handling it and I realized that it's wool because it makes the entire inside of my wrist itch. So, and I had originally made this with ruffled eyelet lace, like 4-inch wide eyelet lace that I'd gotten off of a pair of slightly damaged pillow shams that were also in that big box. And so they actually turned out to be like, what, 4 yards of lace on each one of those pillows. So I have a lot of lace. Maybe it's like 2 yards of lace, 4 yards still. Anyway, so it's a lot of eyelet, and I had planned to do it on the lower hem and all on the collar, and so I started making it on the collar, and it just looked ridiculous, even more ridiculous than I wanted this to look. So I picked the seam apart and sewed it back up and scrapped the lace. So I still have to do hem work. I have to sew up the hem on this, and I have to get the facing just because I was kind of improvising to make things long enough. The facing was too long, and now I have to figure out how to make the facing short and then get it all sewn up and then flip right side out. So I have to do the hem and the facing and the buttons and buttonholes, and I have to get the lining attached to the sleeves. But that's actually relatively easy stuff. It's just a lot of it. Lots of little things to do on this, little easy things, and then I'll be done, and then I'll be ready to start sewing doll clothes again. Maybe. Sorry about all this. Hope you feel better than I do. Bye.